I'll tell you what, man.
Still fucked up?
No.
God.
No.
He's gonna scare me a little bit on that.
No. It is not still, in theory, fucked up. It's what a way to start. It's off. Let's just say that. Like, it's off.
What's the movement or the feeling?
The area.
A certain type of area.
You know, when
the skin there is a little.
all right,
you know,
let's break this
sensitive.
down. So when you have when you have skin in that area that is a very specific way, when they do surgery, we're talking about buttholes, by the way. When they do surgery in that area, the scar tissue makes it very strange when it heals up. So the unfortunate side of it is it wasn't just like a small incision. They basically cut through the entire area and then like open it to
Fillet.
Yeah, I hate that. Dude, he said that when he was telling me when I said, hey, what do you have
I might have threw up my mouth.
bro? When he said to me, I was like, what is this next surgery going to be like? And he just goes, well, we fillet the skin open. I just went, don't love that you use that term.
It's hot.
Like if someone's at a steakhouse and they say, hey, we're going to fillet the steak open and butterfly sear it up. Great.
Spread it open.
But when you're talking about booty holes, I'm not so thrilled to hear the word fillet and my rectum in the same sentence.
That's probably the only time you get to use. I'd rather you say fillet.
Fillet.
Say
Just say fillet.
Just say fillet.
Just say fillet so I chuckle at
Fillet.
the end of it.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's not so
Add something to it to make me like kind of
so it's not so serious.
laugh a little bit or something.
So I have found that, not that I didn't keep the area clean, because I'm big baby wipe guy. I love baby wipe.
I love that we're talking about this. This
You
is
have to.
great. This
You
is
have to.
amazing.
Yeah, you have to.
This is incredible.
Big baby wipe
This
guy.
is like how people are so open about talking about their lack of mental health.
So I'll talk about my booty hole problems.
Yeah, exactly.
Hold on one second.
Do you carry?
Monster, send the check.
Do you carry baby wipes with you wherever you go?
No.
I sometimes do. Can't
Wet
front.
ones.
I will. The wet wipes.
Wet
yeah.
wipes.
Wet wipes.
Yeah, baby wipes. Yeah.
Wet wipes.
Yeah.
But you got to be careful because, like, dude wipes, I'm sorry if you're going to be a sponsor of the show at some point, but dude wipes is not flushable. I've talked to a lot of plumbers, and they say that's some of the stuff that backs the system up worse than others. Even though they say on the box, flushable.
Interesting.
It's not really that flushable.
The more you know.
The more you know. Yeah, especially when you have booty hole problems. So, I'll bring wipes with me just to be sure. But I got to be honest with you, man. Like, I don't know about you guys. When I travel, I don't really go to the bathroom like that. It's weird.
I think the first
When I'm home, I'm on a schedule.
After real travel, like flight, getting to either a rent a car or getting picked up and getting to the hotel, the first movement is usually the stagnant one.
Yeah.
Then after that,
Yeah.
I'm okay.
It's
Never the same.
creeper.
It's never the same as being.
Yeah, when you're on a schedule, like, you know, like if you're a late morning guy, you're a late morning guy, like clockwork.
And there's no way I'm shitting on a plane.
No.
I can't.
No way.
I don't even understand. I'm like, it's not even fair. Like, I can't even. I have to stand sideways and turn my body just to piss, much less sit down and take a shit.
Bro,
what the fuck?
If you shit on a plane, you're a fucking savage. You're a savage.
There's people that fuck.
Listen,
on
I'll be
planes.
there for the whole flight.
Fucking's different. Different sense and different.
That's fine. Yo, you know what? I don't mean to change the subject really quick.
Go for it.
Have you guys ever heard the new phrase raw dogging?
Raw dogging.
Raw dogging?
That's new?
Now,
That's new.
that's
Yeah.
not what they're using it for.
Oh
What are
no.
you
Using it for.
Does it involve P Diddy?
No.
Okay.
Like, people are like, oh, I just got off this flight. I raw dogged the whole 7 hours. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
they
kind
said they
of.
didn't use any music.
Oh,
no
yes.
headphones,
They stared
and
at the back of the
stared
seat.
at the back of the seat for the whole 7 hours. I
Yep.
was like, what?
Raw dogging the flight.
I think that's bullshit.
Anyway, whatever.
I said I was raw dogging life when I was walking around without a mask during COVID.
Yeah, exactly.
I was raw dogging life.
Or when they say raw dog, it's like, yeah, like you I had a workout. You know, I was raw dogging a workout.
Yeah,
no
no
pre-workout, no
wraps.
caffeine, no wraps. Yeah.
No belt, no knee wraps,
Yeah.
nothing. No, yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
But anyway, go ahead.
I like the regular raw
Back to
dogging.
the airport, the airplane stalls.
Yeah, bro. If you shit on a plane, bro, you're a savage. Did you see the news article? Once again, I wish I had the TV that I could bring it up. Did you see the news article of the dude who they had to turn the flight around because he shit everywhere on the plane, down the aisle.
What?
Down the aisle.
Come on, you a
Bro.
grown man. Like if I get to that point, how do you not make it to the bathroom?
How do you not just pull the
Just
emergency
shit the-
exit and just jump out the
Why,
flight?
why don't they clean it up? Why'd they have to turn it around?
I'm gonna get the article now. Now I gotta get the article.
I can't even.
Yeah, no, now I gotta get the article.
People
Flight
very
turns
interesting.
around from a man shitting on himself. Is everyone else's Google search wild? Here it is. Man poops on the plane. Remains seated in soiled spot for the entire flight.
That's gross.
That is crazy.
Nasty dude, bro.
Here it is.
Nasty
A passenger recorded a video of the explosive diarrhea trail that caused a Delta flight en route to Spain to make a U-turn back to Atlanta. Could you imagine being halfway over to Europe
He might
and you
be
had to
his
put this?
asshole. He might have to get fucked up.
Oh, he gotta get
100%.
fucked
Oh,
up.
before I say, oh no,
Yeah.
rewind. Is it an old man, an old woman, or is it like what we were talking
Special
about
needs.
the other day? Special needs, yeah.
Okay. A passenger
What is it?
recorded the trail of feces that was left after a person had a bout of explosive diarrhea on a
Imagine the person typing.
They're like, this is my news article I got to write today. Delta Airlines Flight 194 was traveling from Atlanta to Spain on Friday when it was forced to turn around after a passenger had diarrhea in the plane's cabin. Little bro headed abroad right now, but his plane got turned back to Atlanta an hour into the flight because someone shit up and down the aisle, is what somebody said.
That's gross. Personal hygiene is like a really...
It's a biohazard issue. We've had a
Yeah.
passenger who's had diarrhea all the way throughout the airplane cabin. So they want us to come back to Atlanta. A pilot heard speaking in an
crazy.
audio transmission.
Personal hygiene, though, is like... Some people don't give a fuck. They don't wear deodorant. They don't wash themselves. And like
Deodorant's
like
crazy to me.
in my gym, I'm an asshole, bro. Like if I smell something, like if somebody walks in and I just go, oh, who's the zesty motherfucker today?
Who's the zesty
Who's the
one?
smelly motherfucker today? And I'll go up to, especially all the dudes, I will go up to them. I'll grab their shirt. I'll smell it. And I'll go through all of them and I find one person, one guy
Who's extra ripe today?
Yeah.
who's extra ripe today. But some motherfuckers don't even wash
Which avocado on the countertop is?
You just gotta wash your shit. You gotta wash your clothes, like like any gym or like especially jujitsu. Like wash your shit, like clean yourself, like because that leads to different types of infections and smells. It's gross. It's not cute.
Yeah.
Well, you know, especially dealing with the boxing equipment. That smell is so distinct to that pad work, hockey, boxing, jujitsu.
Yeah.
That pad work type of activity sport always has that musty smell if
Well,
that shit is not clean.
Most times, the reason that happens is because they shove it back in their bag and don't let it even if you let it air dry, it'll last a much longer time without getting funky.
Yep.
But when you put it in, for lack of better terms, moist in your bag, zip up your bag and leave it in your car, because that's where you're going to leave it. What I tell you last time, we go to my trunk right now. All my kickboxing equipment is in there all the time. But if I'm hitting pads late night, 11 o'clock, whatever it is, and I'm done, I know I'm the first person in the gym in the morning. I usually roll my wraps out all the way, leave them on the turf,
Air them out.
and go. I put my gloves separately, open, and not back in the bag, in the trunk, and I go home. I come back first thing in the morning. If the wraps are usually like dry at that point,
Yeah.
I roll them up loosely, and then I put them back in my bag, and I'm usually good. Lasts a very long time.
Now, if I'm not mistaken,
other
isn't that
guys-
how like the staff and everything like that? Isn't that how it begins to like fester? Is because it's locked in with the moisture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends too. Like, it depends on how cleanly the gym is,
Yes.
what precautions they take to clean. Like, if you're in jiu-jitsu, like, just wiping down the mats every time, make sure everybody's taking showers, making sure. It's also like people will have shit and then they'll spread it.
Yes.
Like, some guy may have ringworm, they
And
may have
know
staff,
they shouldn't come to the gym.
but they come
yeah.
anyway.
But
They,
they
don't
come
give
anyway.
a fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dude, when I
saying?
get it,
Yeah.
the few
And
times
the
that
thing
I
about
got
it,
it,
what they don't
I dipped
realize-
instantly. I was
Yeah.
like, no,
What
I'm
they
not
don't
doing it.
realize is they can have ringworm on, let's say, their stomach, and they'll have a rash guard on and their gi. So they'll think in their mind, I'm fine. But when you were putting on your clothes, if you happen to scratch or whatever it is, now you go shake my man's hand, or you're doing jujitsu, you rub up against somebody's hair, face, whatever it is. Now, you're spreading it. You don't think you are, But that's the truth. That's how it is. That's why when you have it, you have to stay away from those environments, no matter what.
Now, what if they were sweating and they didn't actually touch the area, but the sweat dripped off and touched you and hit you? Is that the same? I wonder if that's the same transmission.
Just to be safe, I want to say yeah.
Yeah,
That's it. Because
I would wonder if that's the same transmission.
If you have it, just take a week and just get rid of it, man.
Get medicine.
Just get your medication, take it, and leave. Listen, if you really want to get rid of it fast, get the oral medication as well as the ointment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, dude, the oral medication
Knocks
got rid
it
of it
out,
in like 4 days for
that.
me. It was over.
It's
Most guys don't want to go for the oral medication, and they go and try to, the herbal way and the rub-ons. I get it, but don't do that and then come back to the gym and get everybody else fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's common courtesy because you got to respect your training partners. You got to respect the people that are inside the gym too. Now, your inconvenience is inconvenience to you. Yeah, like you may not be able to train for a week or two, but then if you bring that shit back to the whole gym, then you're just kind of being selfish. It's like, you shouldn't be there. You shouldn't be doing certain things. You're fucked up. You have something on your skin that shouldn't be there, and you decide to go anyway. That's just not common decency. You got to have self-respect, and you got to respect your training partners too and people in the gym.
Yeah, we had it run through. We had like staff, a little bit of ringworm.
It happens.
Which I get.
happens,
You could be the cleanest gym in the world, but unfortunately, like you guys are saying, all of a sudden somebody's rolling. Either they don't know it or they do know, and then they start spreading it to more and more people. I mean, dude, literally myself and the purple belt that I always roll with, he messaged me a week after I was already out of the gym. Like resting and making sure that I was getting rid of everything. And he's like, yo, I found out the one thing that could keep me down in jiu-jitsu, staph. And I went, oh my God, staph, brothers, me too. And it was in my beard. I think it was on his like neckline right up by the scalp. Mm-hmm. But it's tough, dude, because you want to train, you want to keep going. I mean, we all get in that rut.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm not making excuses for the people that do that, because that's obviously fucked up. It's different than, gym, you're tired, you're sore, whatever have you, and you want to just push through and train another session. But, we all get in that. It's always when you're hitting those strides too. Something like hits you with like a little roadblock where it's like, okay, now we have to rest. Like you really got to take the time to rest.
Mm-hmm.
And pull back, yeah.
Yeah. Did you deal with that with jiu-jitsu?
Couple times. I mean, sometimes it was my hips. Sometimes it was sometimes it was just competition. Like if I lost a competition, if I would compete and I just didn't perform well, I would get in my head and I would just be like, God damn, like, is this even worth it? Should I even keep doing it? Sometimes it's not even just like an injury or it's like something physically, it's mentally too. So, but I mean, you be a man, you just make the decision if you want to do it or not, and you just keep going. When I fucked my knee up, I was like, I'm not doing this. Like, I need to work to make money. I need to run my gym. I need to run my business. I can't be fucking limping around, and I can't not be training. So at that point, I was like, all right. I actually had a talk with one of my clients about this too, because he lives in California. And he just started doing jiu-jitsu, and he got hurt. He was trying to get somebody with like a monoplata, like doing some Gumby shit, and he popped his knee. And, he wasn't really paying attention to what he was doing. He wanted to look fancy. And he asked me, he's like, is this worth, what do you think? Like, is it worth me doing? And I'm like, well, you're 30 years old. You're running a dog walking business. You have to walk. Yeah. Like, that is literally your job. You have to walk. So it's like, it's up to you if you want to make that decision, if you want to keep doing jiu-jitsu or not. Personally, I stopped because I had other life obligations. I love jiu-jitsu. I have nothing against it, but my priorities in my life and my wants and needs with trainings just switched. So yeah, it happens. I've dealt with it.
I'm trying to reel him back in. Like a big fish. I caught the great ahi tuna on a big excursion. I'm like, come on, bro, come back to the fold.
Maybe one day. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe when I have like more like when I don't always. I mean, I don't always have to be at my gym, but I guess when that's like really like self-sustaining and I don't need to be there. There's just people there that run it for me. Then I'd be like, all right, I have time to go and pursue other things that I want to do and like getting back to jiu-jitsu. So we'll see.
It's tough in our careers, our career choices and paths. You do have to be present. The supplement side for intensity, obviously, that could be self-sustaining as you continue to build it up.
Exactly
and make exactly, and make money while you're sleeping.
So you own a supplement company?
Yeah.
Yeah, Intensity.
Cool. Yeah, Intensity Labs is a supplement company. I had the clothing line since 2009. So added the supplements to it about, was it 3 years ago?
At least, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we were having the meetings at Roslyn office.
Yes, 3 years ago.
So what do you think? So as an entrepreneur on your side, what do you think is the most detrimental times for you to keep pushing towards like outside of adversity, outside of obstacles, like what we were just talking about before?
Where you know when to cut your losses.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. Sometimes I think it depends on personality, right? And when I say that, I mean, if you have that dog-like personality, you might have a hard time looking in and knowing when to pull out. You might need help, right? Ronald Reagan said, the best type of leaders know that they don't know everything and delegate the important things to people who do know more than they do, right? In those situations. So I'm not a great businessman. I know that. I'm a hard worker. Don't know many people worked harder than me. I am one of those guys, but it's not efficient, but I'm one of those people who I'll go and blast 20 hours a day of work, sleep 2 hours and get up and do it all over again for 20, 30 years.
He needs to be studied.
So
it's unreal that he's able to perform at the level that he does with that little sleep. Because I don't sleep well. I don't. But he barely sleeps.
Yeah, I don't sleep much. I haven't slept much. I haven't been a sleeper since I was probably 14 years old. 14 years old, that's how I started. I was working out and exercising before that, but that's when I realized I needed to get certain things done in order to be able to propel my life in a different direction. I don't want to get into all that. I want to answer your question. So
it's okay. Just go right into it. I'm intrigued. That's awesome.
So my parents basically told me when I was younger, you should probably drop out of school and think to be a garbage man. Right? If you do the apprentice system now at this young age as a garbage man, in 2 years you'll have that job. You'll be able to retire,
pension,
whole 9 yards, 401k.
Yep.
You'll be all set. You can do as much overtime as you want, and you'll be done by 11, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. You can even get a second job. And I was like, listen, I have problems taking out our own trash, much less somebody else's. Right? So I just couldn't see myself being a garbage man. At that young age, right? I was just like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to go to college. They're like, we don't have no money for you to go to college. So we can't afford it. You got to figure something else out, right? So in my mind, I was like, well, I can ball. I play ball all the time. I play everything. So I got to be able to get a scholarship in something. And I was like, all right, it starts now. I would wake up 3 o'clock in the morning, run 2 miles, swim 2 miles in the pool. I had a key to the pool at Hofstra University. Swam 2 miles in the pool, hit the gym, walked to school, went to school, did my sport, left my sport, went to work, walked home at night, didn't get home till after 12:30, laid back down, got back up at 3 o'clock. Did it every day, right? Every single day. My parents didn't, luckily, they all worked their asses off. So I had nobody looking in to be like, yo, what's Jamal doing? Where is he at? Why is he not home right now? So I was lucky, right? And times were different then. I can't imagine letting my kids out. I can't imagine letting my kids go out in the front yard and play without supervision anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So
unfortunately,
yeah, exactly.
Much different world.
Unfortunately,
so I didn't have that to worry about. So I was just on go mode. But take that same personality. If I'm doing that now with my business, and no matter what I'm doing, all I'm doing is taking in money and paying the bills for the business and having to also come out of my pocket. Remember, if you can't figure out why your business is just breaking even, you got to bring somebody in to look and break it down for you.
Yeah.
And if they can make the change, that's what a lot of equity guys do, right? Guys that have a lot of great businesses that are in equities, they come in, they break down a business. You guys are literally breaking even, or you're only making 10%. A business like this should be in the positive 35, 40%. Where you're lacking is A, B, and C. So I'm going to buy this business from you for X dollars. I'm going to get it to 40, and then I'm going to sell it for X plus dollars, right? And that's what they do. You bring in somebody to just take a look and break it down. If they come in now and they're like, Jay, you know what? You fucked up here. This is why it's like this now. There's 1 or 2 things you can do to bring you out of this, but it's going to cost this. If it's too much, it's too outlandish, you might want to say to yourself, all right, self, maybe I got to cut my losses, right? So it's also an ego thing, because you can't be an entrepreneur if somebody says, oh, what business you own? And you don't have one because you had to close it, right? Now you don't own a business anymore. So now you're just technically out of work, right? So a lot of times it's an ego thing. You're just sitting here and I'm just like, well, I got to hold on to this because my name's behind it, the whole 9 yards. Remember when I was fighting for the supplement business, I was so worried that I made this brand since 2009. Everybody I knew this as being me. My name, my face, my body, everything was into this word, this clothing company, and now this supplement company. For dollars, I'm gonna sell it to somebody, and people will still buy because they think it's me.
Yeah, they think it's you.
I can't let that go. I can't let that go. Now, I spent a lot of money to keep the business because technically it is mine. I did, everything for the business.
It's like pride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it wasn't and then when it was just mine, it was just me.
Yeah.
I had no help. I was running everything. I'm like, yo, this not even that hard. It's not crazy. But then when you got to run your numbers, you're like, I'm only making this much.
Yeah.
Like, damn, the amount of hours and stuff that I'm putting in, I'm only taking in this much. Luckily, I'm able to do training. I'm able to have other businesses too.
Other income, yeah.
So this one, like he said, I'm trying to get it to the point where it coasts, where I'm comfortable with the amount of money it makes for the year, and I can keep it there. Do I want to plug a ton of money back into marketing to try to get it to be one of those huge $1 million companies? I can't see that.
Yeah.
I can't see myself doing that, but I know that. So I know where I want the business to be.
Yeah.
And I never came in to open this business thinking about millions and millions of dollars, right? I just wanted it to be great. I wanted the products to be great, and I wanted people to get what the fuck they were paying for.
You're passionate
Right?
about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's what you want
And
to
I'm
do.
getting that.
Yeah.
The people who buy my supplements now, they stay on it. They're like, yo, this is the shit. I got my subscribers regularly. They get their orders on a monthly basis. They love it. They'll stop for 1 month, try a different product, and come right back and let me know. Listen, I thought I needed a break. I went to this, and nothing hits like yours.
Good dope.
Wonderful.
Good dope sells itself.
Yeah. So I was just like, but I know where I want it.
Yeah.
And I think if you know where you want your business to be, you're good. But you got to be realistic too. But you do got to pull in some other eyes to kind of watch.
Mm-hmm.
And that's if you're not business savvy. And I'm not business savvy. I'm a workhorse. I'd rather just be like, damn, I want to make more money with this business. I'm just going to put in more hours until I realize, fuck, there's only 24 hours in a day. In order for me to make this work, I need 36. So technically in a week, I'm not even going to get the amount of hours I would need. There's not that many hours in a week. You understand what I'm saying? If I need 36 hours in a day to be able to get the money I want, that's not feasible because there isn't a such thing, right? I'm going to have to figure out another way. But my mind is how it works. You know what? I could work 22 hours. I've been like this for, shit, man, I'm going on 30 years working that many hours every day. There's some times where I'll go 7 or 8 years straight, no day off. Luckily, I do something I love, so it's a little easier. But you need somebody to come in and be like, look, and it's got to be somebody right. I had this discussion with a cousin of mine, and I came off disrespectful. I didn't mean to, but he was like, Jamal, you need to take time off. You need to do this. And I said, I can't listen to you.
Yeah.
You're comfortable where you are, making the amount of money you are. I'm not. I can't listen to somebody that's comfortable. Name one billionaire you know that is self-made that slept 8 hours a night. You can't. Name one millionaire that slept. You can't. I'm not talking about guys who came from money, was born into money. They may get a little more sleep.
Yeah.
Even if they got the drive to be like their father or their mother, whoever it was that built their empire that they have. You're going to sleep. But the guys that build it from nothing, the guys that want more, they're not sleeping 8 hours, bro. I'm sorry. They're not getting more sleep. They're not taking more days off. That's just how it goes. You're not going to sit here and you can't put anyone in front of me right now and be like, oh, this guy, he only worked 2 days a week, which is what everybody nowadays wants to do, right? I only want to go to work 2 days, 3 days a week. I want to work remote. I want to do this. Nobody does the least and ends up with the most. Show me. Show me where this happens.
Hey, where it actually means something and it's not bullshit.
Exactly. Like, don't get me wrong. You could fuck around and say Haktua online and go viral, right? Yeah. And the thing is, that's great for the girl. But the thing is, like, don't even get mad at the girl, but it's like, look, it's the world that made her popular. Mm-hmm. Everybody found that funny, and that's what gave her her popularity. Yeah. If she turns it into money, great. But in order to turn that into money now you got to figure out something that you're going to have to put hours into.
Yeah.
So she comes out with a podcast. She's going to have to put hours and hours into it, right? And you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go now. And then you get a team around you being like, no, we need more, we need more, we need more. I need you up tomorrow at 6 a.m. We got to go here for this photo shoot. We got to go here. We got to do this. Meanwhile, she's like,
I didn't ask for all this.
I didn't ask for all this shit.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Cool. Yeah, and it's interesting because there's a lot of different factors when it comes to it. And like with me, like I know that I always have more to learn. Like I actually just had this realization like a week ago. I'm like, wow, like I have not had like a coach or like a mentor in years. Like I have not had somebody that I go to class or I go on a meeting with and they tell me, okay, Tom, we're gonna do this. And, or we're going to go with this move. We're going to go with this movement. And this is where you're fucking up. This is what you're doing. The only piece that I've had of that is on Instagram where motherfuckers are talking shit. It's like, oh, Tom, well, kettlebells don't build strength and power like the barbell does. Or you're going to hurt your back and all this shit. All right, cool. Great. Awesome. You're preaching to the fucking choir. Great. But having somebody to kind of give yourself to, like give into like their knowledge and what they can teach and what they can offer you is so empowering, especially as a man. And like, especially these days when it comes to pride and ego, like what you were saying, we all have that. At some point, we all have that. I definitely fucking have it. And, sometimes it's like, let me take a step back. Let me calm down. And I'm like, you know what? Let me hear what you have to say. Let me hear what you have to say about my business, the business model. Most of the time I say to people, well, you don't get it because like people don't like kettlebells. They don't like sandbags. They're very intimidated by this stuff. But like, that's me. Like, that's my mentality. That's just like how I am. And I know that my stuff isn't for everybody, and it's not, which is perfectly fine. But it is where it's like I go, like I just went to Miami for the Kettlebell Festival, or if I go to San Diego, if I go to Texas and meet up with my friends, then, they'll give me like advice. Like, hey, how about you do this instead? Or how about you look at this? And I'll be like, okay, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Let me go back home. Let me kind of go on my computer. Let me brainstorm ideas. It's just having that vulnerability to take in positive criticism or encouragement or like advice, sometimes unwanted, but that's what's going to make you better, especially.
Just like, it's funny because you could have pride and you can have an ego, but, it's just like aggression without focus is a wild beast. It's never going to be a winner, right? On occasion it will, but when you're able to hone it in, that's when you're unstoppable. So the ego and the pride is not necessarily a negative thing if you are also open-minded to listen, right?
Agreed.
If your ego and your pride is based on, I don't ever want to fail, I can't fail, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Right? But don't have that ego and that feeling that I can't fail because of the next man. That has to be because you don't want to fail, because you don't want to let yourself down, right? Mm-hmm. And then you got to have the know-how to take somebody else's advice. Mm-hmm. I'm lucky where I have two guys in my life that are self-made, wonderful, down-to-earth people that are constantly teaching me and plugging me with not only business knowledge that I slowly put into play. They don't bang me with a whole lot of shit. It's kind of like how I deal with people when it comes to nutrition, right? I don't tell you, okay, you got to change these 30 things. Never mind, I'll just stay fat, right? Or I could say, listen, write down your nutrition plan. Give it to me. Why don't we start off by just changing A and B? Come back to me in 2 weeks.
Take the Skittles out for now.
Yeah, let's just do that. Oh, you've seen some results. Cool. Now you're coming to me wanting more, and now I'm going to say change A, B, C, and D. Go. Now all of a sudden, before you're even done with the time, it's like, Maul, I'm ready for more. And it's the same thing. So it's like, Jamal, start off by doing this. I'm like, oh shit, I'm noticing some difference. What else can I do, right? But you're open, right? And you're listening. These are smart guys who, they know what they're talking about. They know what they're doing. And it's not like a financial planner pulling up to your house with a Pinto with no rims on it and dragging its fucking muffler and telling you what to do with your money. Then it's like, wait a minute, dude. Like, hold on. What did you do with your money? Are you going to tell me exactly what you didn't do?
You dropped the Pinto, right?
Because,
Pinto.
You know what I'm saying?
79 Pinto. Those things used to blow up.
Unless you're telling me that you just don't like cars and you don't care and all your money is in this, and this is where all your finances are, what all your finances are based on. I don't care. But off vision, most people are going to look and be like, I'm not listening to this dude.
Yeah, it's not
It's unfortunate, but I'm not listening to this dude, right? But either way, having an open mind to listen and take in and then try to put it into play at your own speed. Because when sometimes people give you advice, they bombard you, right? Especially guys who are good at business. They get to talking. Oh, I got a guy, he's a great financial planner. I asked him about a trust. My man, I felt like my eyes were going back and forth 10 minutes into the conversation. I'm like, I'm just trying to
you're just trying to
with this shit.
I'm just trying to slowly collect any
like
semblance
I'm
of
like,
the
wait a minute.
words that I can take out of that. Like, what the fuck does all this mean?
And I had to be like, hold on. I got to write all this stuff down. But let's break it down by the first thing I need to do. Why don't you tell me the first thing I need to do? If you're telling me a trust is the right way to go, let me get that open first. Tell me which kind works best for me. Let me do that, and then let's break it down. But you telling me all this, especially not being a business-minded person, I'm not taking it all in.
Yeah.
Right? And I feel like, for one, don't listen to not a single fucking soul on no goddamn social media.
Oh yeah, hell
what
no,
you
no.
choose to do,
hell
about
no.
what you enjoy and what you choose to do for your business and your workouts. You know what you're doing. You know what you want to do. Don't worry about it. Everybody, the people who talk shit are the people that have no voice. They have no avenue to allow their voice to be heard. So here they are, Tom. Man, Tom's doing great, man. Damn, he's swinging a 200-pound kettlebell. That's crazy. You know what I could do? Fuck you, Tom. That ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? You gonna throw your back out, homie. And now you answer back. And now people are like, yo, who's the guy talking? Now he's piggybacking off you doing a great job. Meanwhile, he ain't doing nothing. But I guarantee he's home with the 20-pound kettlebell trying to swing it. Right? So that's nothing.
Yeah.
But when other people come in, just pull a little bit here, pull a little bit there, incorporate it, and just try to make it work. And like I said, get some other eyes on you. You know what I'm saying? And just see what they have to say. But it's people you trust, obviously. And see what they have to say. And if it sounds good and it works for you, implement that thing.
Love it.
Yeah.
You know?
Incredible. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
he's
it's
right.
tough. It's a to scale something and get to the next level does require that either delegation or outside eye.
And a whole lot of being uncomfortable.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm at
Fuck living with comfort, man.
I'm at that point. I'm at that point with what I have to do because there's a lot more that I obviously want to do with the podcast, but there's only so much I can do. And this is obviously, the podcast is fun. I don't make any money from this.
Yeah.
But the,
Yet.
Yes.
You're going to be big, Nikki.
Yes.
Don't worry.
I appreciate it. I got great people around me. Well, we're all going to the top.
You can go fast alone, but you can go far with other people.
And,
Yeah, of
and,
course.
and it's so true because like I want to do I want to do a bunch of the lives like we were trying to do that a couple times. It's just tough for me to have to control everything, stay in the conversation. Like, listen, even doing it right now, like I still have to every now and then check, make sure the cameras are still rolling.
Yeah, of course.
And it takes you out. It takes you out of what you're trying to do, which is be present and interact with people. And then on the business side of things with the videos, I'm very blessed that I have a lot of clients on retainer right now, which is fantastic because, life is stressful without money. Life is stressful with money. So it's like you just choose what stress you're ready to handle. And now it's just a matter of like juggling multiple personalities from different clients because that's a difficult thing. Yeah.
Energy expansion.
It is. It's tough, man.
It is. Yeah.
Like this client's package every month handles 10 reels and 50 photos. And this client's package handles 4 reels and 25 photos. And client 2 needs you this day, but client 3.
Don't forget dealing with the personalities of each client.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I need this revised, or I need this on this day. And listen, when you have 6 to 8 clients that you're working with regularly on retainer each month right now, it's juggling a lot of personalities. Now, people will hear this and assume that this is me bitching about my circumstances, and it couldn't be further from the truth. It's just a matter of me coming to the understanding that I can't do it all in the long run. I need to have a team with me. I need to be able to go, okay, so-and-so, you're going to this shoot on Tuesday. So-and-so, you're going to this shoot on Wednesday. And then I have my editor back home. That's really what I wanted back when I was doing all the stuff with Kai, especially. Because the turnaround times for that shit, you knew, man. I used to tell you about that, and I've told it on the pod a lot of times. Ridiculous. The turnaround times where I'd film for 19 hours a day and then be expected to give a full day recap in video form to be posted the next day, 4 to 5 days.
You find yourself working like me, 20 hours a day.
Bro.
Because you gotta go and get right back to your room or to your computer and be sitting there documenting and I've seen you cut and I'm meanwhile, you know me, I'm an old man with the technology, bro.
Don't worry,
Can't
Fab.
fuck with
You
the
don't have to say. You don't have to put that out there. Fab's not here today.
It's all good. See, Fab don't realize.
Was that the guy?
Yeah. It's my homeboy. He don't realize he don't got no ammo because I embrace what he talks about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Your
When I come
children,
in with his birth certificate, then it's gonna be a problem.
His
okay?
son just be talking mad shit.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm watching you and I'm just like, I could never do this. So when people say, "Oh, you know, that's I don't know, I don't want to pay somebody to do that. I think I'm gonna do it myself." Okay. Good luck.
Yeah. And listen, I've run into that conversation a bunch of times with clients. Oh, I'm learning how to edit. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Blah blah blah. I'm just like, then why are you hiring me? And you edit.
Oh my God, I love people like that. I just love people that try to tell me how to do it because they're doing it so well themselves.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to get strong with kettlebells. You want to lose weight. Oh, well, I'm telling you what to do. And then you're telling me, well, you know what? This person said that. Or, you know what? I like to do this. I want to take detox teas or I want to lift like this.
Well, fucking do that.
Listen, if you know what the fuck you're doing, why are you here? Why are we here?
Why are we having this fucking conversation? Just go do what you believe you need to do.
I love people like that because like I think ignorance is bliss, but when it comes to that, it's like you're literally coming to me, to him, to you for help, for a service, for us to provide to you something that you need, right? And if you're going to come to Nick and say, all right, well, you know what? I'm filming with a 4K fucking Sony, whatever the fuck. And you're telling him, all right, well, you know, I film with this and I'm the one filming you. You're the one asking me for my service. If you can do it so much better, then why the fuck are we talking?
Yeah, why are we having this conversation?
You have to give in and you have to let that person do what they're meant to do or do what you're paying them to do.
They don't want to because what they realize, what they start to realize is that, wow, this costs more than I thought it was going to. And that's not a problem for me. That's a problem for you.
Yeah.
Like I'm happy when I deal with clients, and this is free game for other video guys and even people that are just in a service-based industry, and you guys can maybe attest to it as well. It's like when I talk to clients, like one of the biggest struggles that I have is the money conversation. And I know you said early in your careers, it was like, you know, but now you set the standard and that's it. Like if you could do it, you do it. If you can't, you can't. It is what it is. You know, for me, I always try to accommodate to some extent. And when I say accommodate, I mean, well, if I'm telling you it's going to be X, let's say it's going to be $4,000 a month, and you're saying you can only afford $2,000. I'm not going to tell you to fuck off. I'm not going to tell you to go fuck yourself. What I'm going to say is, well, if you can only do it for $2,000, this is what I can give you for $2,000.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can work with that, fantastic. If we can't, then it is what it is.
What I learned about that, because when I first opened up the gym, I'm sure every trainer has done it. Like they charge so little, or they're like, "Hey, like, can I get a free week? Can I get a free month?" It's like, yeah, you want people coming in, you take videos, you want to show people that you're training people, they're making results. But you can, it's like with friendships, relationships, business. You condition people to treat you the way that you're letting them get away with, right? So if I say my training is $700-800 a month, you get 4 or 5 training sessions a week, right? But then you come to me like, hey, listen, I have this to pay for this month. Can I do that? And can you give me a free week? Okay, sure. So instead of $700-800, you're giving me $500-600. And then people think you're fucking stupid. And they're like, oh, hey, like I'll pay you this Friday. It's $550, right? I'm like, no, do you not remember the conversation that we had last month? It's like, you know, I'm giving you a week. I'm trying to help you out. But now you're trying to act like I'm going to forget that. Like I'm going to forget that I tried to help you out.
You give them an inch, they try to take a mile.
Exactly.
That's the unfortunate side of things.
You condition them to treat you as you would, as, you know, whatever.
The unfortunate side of it is we assume that like we're giving you that one-off of just like leniency and just to be cordial because we want the relationship to continue and flourish. But the unfortunate side of it is most people come into things with improper intentions, and they come into it with how much can I take while giving as little back as humanly possible.
Yes.
So I've had clients, and this isn't against any of the particular clients, but I've had clients that I will I'll be on a monthly retainer with them, and it covers X videos, X site visits, X this and that, right? Great. But all of a sudden now it's, instead of 4 site visits, it's 7 for this month. And so I go, okay, hey, listen, you know, just letting you know, oh, really? We hit 7? Like they play stupid.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, listen, I know. Like, I'm not a dumbass. I know you're playing stupid. Yeah. But me trying to be a good person, because I do understand that shit's expensive. Like we're all just trying to get by and do our thing on this planet.
Yeah.
But at the same side of at the other end of the spectrum, I know in their business, they're not letting their customers slide. Like if there's extra fees that are incurred, they're making sure that invoice is slid across that table when billing is due.
Yeah.
So and this has always been a pain point for me because I do like to be a good person. So I try to, but it can be taken advantage of and stepped upon very quickly if you don't. See, like you allowed that one instance, and now the next month it's not 7, but it's 6 site visits.
It's always going to be something.
And then it's back up to 7 for the next one until you have that unpleasant conversation that you should have had from the get-go, which was you pay for 4, it's 4. I can't, even though it's like 2 extra, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if I don't get paid for the work that I'm doing, dog can't eat. I can't eat. This place's lights don't turn on. Actually, theoretically, I get kicked out. I don't pay the lights separately. It's all included. So there are things that I am responsible for. So if you're utilizing me and my services,
You have to pay for it.
you got to pay for it.
If you go to a restaurant, you have a steak dinner, you have margaritas.
Nobody asks for a
wine,
discount.
right? Are you going to ask the waiter like, "Hey, listen, like I'm short on rent this month, or my car insurance is due tomorrow." Are you asking the waiter or the manager for a discount? No, you are going to pay full price. If something happens and there's like a fucking hair in your steak, then yeah, like you're going to ask for a discount or they're going to give you a free meal.
Or you'll eat around it first.
You know what's crazy is this fucking thing.
I'm not paying for this
Crazy
shit.
is,
Look at that here. And the other one right there. Fuck.
God damn, that beard
I'm not
hair is
paying for
long.
shit. You know what I'm saying?
God damn, who's here? Fab? What did Fab put my steak?
I can pay my rent now. And I still eat like a king.
But we're not going into restaurants doing that. It's a business. They're providing a service. They're providing you food. They're providing you water, wait staff, a bartender, lighting, aesthetics. You're not fucking doing that. So how do you expect to go to a friend or a person doing the same exact thing, just in a different industry, and ask them for a fucking discount? Like, if you can't afford it, like you said, that's fine. But you can't go into people's pockets or people's livelihoods and like expect them to just give you a handout, because they got bills and stuff too. They got shit they got to take care of: kids, rent, equipment, cameras, supplements, kettlebells, equipment, like stuff like that.
Equipment.
Yeah.
You want to know the crazy thing? I need surgery. I'm not going to go speak to the doctor and be like, "Listen, doc, I need surgery. This is what I need done. It's going to cost me how much out of pocket? $40,000. Can you do it for $25?
I'll give you.
You know what? I'll do $25,000 worth of surgery for you. How about that? No, doc, I'll find the other bit of money. I'll pay you your 40. Nobody does that. Nobody says that. They go to a specialist for a specific surgery. Nobody says, "Doc, I can't afford that. Can you do it for half?" Nobody fucking does that. So when doctors will sit there and be like, "I'm no longer taking insurance because I don't want to be dicked over for my money. I'm a specialist, and I'm going to get paid
In
by
full.
cash or whatever in full all the time." Nobody's going in there negotiating costs with these guys. They're not. But why? But you choose to do it elsewhere. You know what I'm saying?
It's a parallel example, but that's the car dealership example.
Yeah.
You're not going into Lamborghini and saying, "Wow, it's a $300,000 car, but I can only afford 60."
You know, when we talked about that on the podcast, this guy wrote a comment, and he was like,
cunty comment?
I guess you never went to a dealership and negotiated." I said, "Yeah, when you go," like he was talking about me and my pricing.
For 5
And I said-
bands.
And I said, "Well, you know what? You can go to Toyota, Honda, Nissan, whatever you want, and negotiate your cost. But I don't consider myself a Toyota, Honda, Nissan, or whatever type of trainer."
How many years you been in the game, Jay?
So going on 30.
Yeah.
So you're not going to come to me when I'm forgive me if I'm not like being cocky, but I'm the Ferrari, I'm the Lambo. In Ferrari, you can't even walk in and buy a brand new Ferrari. You got to get a used one first and wait for allocation. You have to have a relationship first before you're even allowed to buy a brand new one. And then when the brand new one comes in, you come in and you pay full fucking price. There is no negotiating.
Yeah.
There is no test driving your fucking Ferrari. You know you want a Ferrari, you go in there and you buy it. That's it. And that's me. You know you want to train. You know you want to train with me. You know you want results. That's it right there. That's it. You don't do that. If the ball is in your court because I'm trying to build a business like you were saying, I'm like, "Listen, do you have a trainer? No? I think I can help you out. This is what I charge. It's too expensive. I can do it for this." Because you're trying to get people in the door, right? But if people are coming to you for one, you can't come to me and then start trying to talk down my price.
Yep.
You're downplaying me.
You get what you pay for.
If I don't want to go to jail dealing with the IRS and I get an accountant, am I not paying the accountant what he's asking me for?
That seat cushion isn't attached, by the way.
I just realized that.
I'm like,
That's my bad. That's my bad.
I just fell for it. I'm like, oh, okay.
I'm not telling the accountant, well, you know what? Can you do $200 worth of my taxes?
Yeah.
You don't do your taxes right, you're gonna pay back this amount. And if this is what it's gonna cost, this is, you know, it may be a little expensive, but this is it. You know what? I need it done right. I'll pay you.
You get what you pay for. It's like what he was talking about the surgery thing. It's like, hey, doc, it's 40, it's 40 grand. Can I pay you 20? Then doc's like, well, if you're giving me half price, then, it's not really going to happen.
I'll do the surgery. I'll do the surgery. I'm just not going to close you up.
I'm just going to half-ass
There's another
it.
guy getting a surgery done. It's like what I do to people. There's another guy getting a surgery in the other room, so I'll just go back and forth.
Yeah. Make up the difference.
I've said it. I'm like, listen, this is my cost. If you can't afford it, I'm cool with that. But I do want to help you. So what you could do is bring your friend in and you guys can cut the cost in half, right? You got to bring a friend in that's good. But if you can't afford that and you can only afford half, then do half-hour sessions. If you don't think it's enough, come in, do 15 minutes of cardio first. I'll train you for half an hour, do 15 minutes of cardio at the end, and you leave the gym. I just need to see you here for an hour. You're getting your hour. You're getting your hour workout. Yeah. You're paying for half. I'm giving you half. But if you do want the whole hour, you have to allow me, if you don't have a friend, to piggyback somebody else that can't afford it on your hour as well. As long as you're cool with it, I'm cool with it. I need to make my rate. I'm helping you. You're only paying half. There's no reason that you need help. And when I try to help you on a condition, you're not willing to bend. If you can't take that, then we can't work together. And it's not about being a dick. Like you said, people have bills. You know what I'm saying?
But now, do you think the intentions are, I mean, obviously it's a circumstantial type situation, but do you think that the intentions are clear when people try to, or they just feel good if they just save $10? You know what I'm saying? Like there are some people that just feel like they want to haggle down to feel like
people just love to try to save a couple dollars.
Even if they can't afford full. Because some of the cheapest people I know are the richest people.
Well, another thing about rich people, though, they'll spend money on what they deem important.
Yeah, what they value.
Exactly. In their mind, right? So that's the thing. If they're trying to haggle you, then I don't know how much they really, I don't mean to say this and like, because I mean, people are always going to haggle, but I feel like it's a level of disrespect. I do. Mm-hmm. I really do. Because when we first ever met, you did a photo shoot for me. It was phenomenal. Best photo shoot we ever had, right? Paid you. I said from now on, I'm never using another photographer. I had to get some pictures taken. And I hit you up. I was like, Nick, you know what? Right now, shit is tight. I'm doing a lot of things. I told you already, you are my photographer. But I respect you and your work too much to ask you for a discount. This is a friend of mine. They're trying to learn and get into photography. I'm going to allow him to take the pictures for right now. But I just wanted you to know, because if I do post pictures, I don't want you to feel like I went behind your back after telling you that. Remember that?
Real shit.
Yeah, I tell you that.
Real shit.
That's a real,
and I wouldn't have been salty regardless.
That's respect.
And I said, I told you, and I said, look, man, I just want you to know that what's going on. So I would never disrespect your business and you by asking for a discount. So that's just the way I feel. That's just what it is. I went and did what I had to do, and then what happened? I came right back, and we got right back into it. Right? That's what it is. So
that's honestly, that's communication. Just be upfront. Be like, hey, listen, like I can't afford it right now, but I respect everything that you do, everything that you offer. This situation is just more convenient for me right now, but you're still giving him the common decency and the respect as a man and as a person to let him know. And it's really just that simple. People think that, I'm going to try to delegate and I'm going to try to make them, charge me cheaper. But it's just like, if you were honest with your intentions, or if you were able to work something out to where it's not like you're taking from the person, but you're helping them out as well. Like what he said with bringing a friend into the gym. Okay, you guys can't afford $200 an hour. All right, like by yourself, bring your friend in, split the cost. You guys start to work out. You guys start to build together and get strong and lose weight. And then you have two people, right, that have good results and that are good recommendations and good referrals, more conversation, and they bring other people in. And you may have a situation where nobody can singly afford your rate in your area, let's just say, but they have friends, they have people, maybe you're bringing 3 people at a time. And that just is like a spreads apart. And that's how you get
cascading
successful.
effect.
Yeah. Just be honest. Just be truthful with your intentions. And if you're going to make a deal or you're going to work with people, actually work with them. Don't try to just fucking take. Just be upfront. It's that easy.
And also when you're working with people in general in their respective industries, most people are going to have a pulse on the industry of like what pricing looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know in my field, some of these fucking guys, I don't know how they buy groceries. I'm like, you really whoring yourself out for that. You bought a $4,000 camera to charge people $50 a shoot. You're out of your mind.
Oh God.
You're out of your mind if you think that that's what you. Listen, you don't have to be the best.
It's probably just confidence. They're not confident within themselves to charge that, I guess, maybe.
Well, you know,
I think
barrier.
they try to flood.
Well, they do. They try to do this at Bev's all the time.
Yeah.
And there's a kid that came up to me recently because I've been obviously there more often lately. Squattober, baby. Oh, I love it so much. It's so good. But there's a kid that came up to me there, and he's a very nice kid, man. But you know, he's offering everybody his services for free and this and that. And it's just like, bro, proof's in the pudding, dude. Just work with somebody and just build a relationship. That was like Arash and I. Arash and I built that relationship and we were filming a lot. The problem that wound up turning up is that, and this is no offense to Arash, with what he was doing, he didn't want to pay more. And I was giving a ton.
You conditioned him.
I conditioned him. And it's nothing against him. I love Arash. Yeah. I got no bad blood. I just saw him at the Olympia and we were dapping each other up, hugging, missing each other, this and that.
I don't know who Arash is.
He was a very big name in the classic physique game for a little while. Okay. Phenomenal physique. Like he had a really great physique. Nice guy.
Nice physique.
Crazy dude.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, it was crazy. But you know, you condition people to assume, like I talk to a lot of videographers, especially on the subject. You're going to be doing $200 a shoot. You got to understand, like there's a time and a place to do that. When you first start, you're getting your feet wet. You're getting your name out there. You're trying to work with as many clients as possible to try to just build that rapport with them where they're going to spread the word about you. You know, if I give discounts to clients, you, Jay, shit like that, if I work out deals for it to be cheaper than it would normally would be, which I have, my biggest thing that I always tell everybody is, if anybody ask you what the price was,
don't tell them
it was full price. Like it was full price. Because I can't have that standard set that Nick gave me a discount on XYZ, and now they're going to assume, well, I was referred by Tom, I was referred by Jay, so now maybe I'll get a little bit off too. You know, that was when I worked at the audio video spot when we were doing the home audio video in the Hamptons. The one thing that I absolutely could not fucking stand that the owner used to do, it actually drove me crazy. Every single invoice that left that building had a discount on it. Every single invoice had a discount on it. Whatever the discount was ranged between clients, and whether he marked up the products or the services to counteract that 10, 20, 30, whatever % discount he gave, he conditioned his clients to know that there's always a discount on that invoice. Yeah. So when they come back to you for their next multi-million-dollar house, they're going to expect that same line item discount at the bottom off the top. You can't do that. You can't devalue yourself. You can't devalue what you do as a whole. Yeah. You can't automatically go into that. If there's somebody that signs up with you for a monthly training plan, boxing, strength and conditioning, your gym, content for the business or for themselves, if they're signing up for that, okay, now I don't have to charge you like one-off shoots. Now, as opposed to it being $6,000 because of the amount of shoots you were doing one-off, now it could be 5 or now it could be 45, whatever we work out.
Yeah. There's two points. Like some people do decoy prices, right? So you can, I don't know if it's fooling, I don't do it, but if you're quote unquote fooling somebody, like your rate for 10 sessions is $1,000, but you're saying it's $1,300. Right, so now people
they can negotiate the price you
exactly because you have it in your head, like, all right, you know, these
ask for a couple hundred.
These motherfuckers are gonna ask for a negotiation anyway. So realistically, I only want $1,000, but you know, I say it's $1,300. Oh, you know what? I'll do $300. I'll take $300 off just to make you feel better, right? And then another thing is like like I've suffered from this. I don't know if you guys have, but when I really first started training, like it wasn't until people started hitting me up and like got really interested in what I was doing. And I was like, okay, maybe I can do this. Maybe I can like just put all my eggs into this. And when I first started, I'm like, you know, am I like authentic enough to like teach these people? Like, am I like really teaching people like what I know? Is that good for them? Like, am I like, do I have the confidence to be
You're saying
okay,
like an imposter syndrome?
Yes. Like, am I able to charge these people this much money? Like, am I able to be like, have the confidence to go up to like somebody comes up to me like, hey, like, you know, I want to use your services. Okay, this is my price and this is my rate. At first, I didn't have that. Now I do because I've been a couple years into it. My gym's going good, whatever, meeting different people all over. And I finally have that confidence where it's like, all right, X and Y, whoever wants to work with me, okay, this is my price. If you don't like it, then I could try to work with you a little bit. But this is my rate. This is what I am, right? I'm a Ferrari. I'm a Porsche. I'm a Lambo. I'm not a Toyota. I'm not a Ram. I'm not anything else. I'm this in the training industry. So I think sometimes with people, with videos, or with trainers, they do lack the confidence or they lack the rejection aspect of it. Like if you're going into Bevs and you're offering free videos for everybody, you have 20 people you're doing videos for. You have conditioned 20 people to ask you for free shit. When in reality, you could go up to 100 people and be like, this is my rates. You can get told no by 98 of those people. But if you had those 2 people, like, you know what? Yeah, let me try you out. They become.
You'll make more money too, and you'll make more money off those 2 people than you will doing the 20 for that.
Oh, because the
dirt cheap price.
The free ones, they don't really amount to anything in the long run.
Because they're not going to pay you.
They don't take you serious too.
The few free videos that I ever did, they didn't lead me out to the way that I thought it was going.
Yeah, they're not.
2 things. The first one is imposter syndrome is a psychological phenomena that causes people to doubt their skills, intellect, or accomplishments, even when they have evidence of their success. So,
yeah, I've had that. Yeah,
I've had that too.
Yeah.
I and listen, man. Even with pricing today, you know, it's progression. And when you think about the progressions of people, especially in my field, it's how do you go from charging $200, $300, $400 a shoot, where some people are in that category, to where I'm in the mid-tier category of like projects, retainers, everything could be anywhere from 4, 5, all the way up to 20,000. But then you look at the next tier where there are plenty of guys that aren't as like, listen, their skills are not that great. They're not that outlandish, but they know the value. They've positioned themselves in specific industries the right way.
And they charge.
They've made the right connections.
They charge.
And they're getting 50 to 100,000 a job. And they're ripping 2 or 3 a month, some of these guys. So it's like I look at those guys and you start going, well, fuck, how do I get to that level? And it's the same guys that are shooting $50 videos, $100 videos. They're looking at me like, how do I get to that level? So it's all a progressionary thing that you have to kind of just harness. One of the free... and I will oust myself like this without naming companies or people. When I was looking for new contracts this past summer, a supplement company that will go unnamed approached me about doing some stuff with them. And I said, okay. One of the head sales reps said, yo, dude, they have no video team. I really want you to come in, balls to the wall, fucking redo the whole thing. Be our guy, travel. We're going to be signing huge athletes, this and that. Yeah, all this stuff. But listen, exactly, a double-handed jerk. But at the time, I'm looking at it like, well, fuck, I do need to secure some new contracts. So maybe this is a good way for me to get my foot in the door and like start to prove myself a little bit. Even though I don't have to prove myself anymore. When you film Kai Green around the fucking world, when you work with Monster Energy, when you work with Action Bronson on his shit, like I don't have to prove myself anymore.
Exactly.
And I shouldn't have to, but there is that imposter syndrome every now and then that you go, you know what? I want to make sure that they know that I'm going to bring an ROI and that I'm worth the time that they're going to invest in me, and the dollars that they'll invest in me will be good on them. So anyway.
You know, it's funny you bring up that imposter syndrome. That's not necessarily where I was at one point. When I first started I was working in a gym as a trainer, and I wanted to start doing in-homes, right? And a client of mine brought it up to me. She was like, Jamal, you work so many hours here at the gym. You make so much money for the gym. You should do it on your own. And I was just like, I'll give it a thought, you know. what do you think I should charge? And obviously this is like fucking almost 30 years ago. She's like, charge $100 to go to the house. I was like, oh man. But here I am thinking that the gym that I'm at, they charge $120 a session, and I'm at the top tier, and I'm really only taking home like $50-something. So when she's saying 100, I'm just like, oh man, but I didn't realize that people are already paying 120 per session, right? She was like, yo, why don't you want to charge that? You should be charging more than that. You're well worth it. You got all the degrees and your resume is insane. You should charge more than that. And I still just said, you know what? I'm new at the in-home business. I'm going to try to start charge the 100. And it was great in the beginning. And once again, his other clients being like, listen, I've been training them for like a year and a half. And some of them are just at that time. And they were like, listen, you never told me if there was a price increase or anything, but I'm giving you more. Never have to ask for it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to up my prices. It would always like kind of.
Is that shocking when they offered you more?
Yes. Don't take this the wrong way. Man, I hate to say this shit, but.
Say it.
It's rich white people I was
Oh,
with.
get him out of here. Get him out of here.
And I was just like, and I
Cancelled.
yeah, right. I was always just like, they never had any issues, but then I've had so many issues as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that community where I was just like, I don't know if this is even for me. But I've had, thank God, right hand to the big man, for real. I had great clients that were like that. Like when I say great, like phenomenal. You did hear other people saying things and they would stand up for me, back me up. Like they always looked out for me no matter what. So when those clients came to me, they were like, you should do this. You should try this. I just did it. Right. And in the beginning, because, the in-home things were brand new to me, I didn't feel comfortable asking for that amount. But I always tried to make sure I was at the top tier if I was in a gym working somewhere to make the most money. I'm at the top tier here. I get the most money per session. Why didn't I feel the same way going out there? Because it was brand new to me, right? Now that I was in the realm for a couple of years, now I'm like, oh, all right, I'm traveling to you. I'm actually bringing equipment. I need to be charging this amount because I need to put this amount for savings, this amount for just in case I have injuries because I'm not getting insurance. I'm gonna have to pay out of pocket when I go to the doctors. I'm gonna need this. I'm gonna need that. You know what I'm saying? So here I am breaking down my course where if I break my money down into three ways, this is what I get to use for bills and life. This is what goes into savings, and this is an investment, right? If I do that, this is what I'm gonna have to charge. My gosh, that's a big number, but all right, let's see how it goes. And that's where it all stemmed from.
History.
And
when you start asking for what you're worth and what you can provide, you start getting paid for it, and it becomes more regular, and then you phase out those clients that couldn't afford you.
Yeah,
and there's no problem with that. I mean,
rightfully so. You should be getting paid for what you put in, your effort, regardless. Like no matter what, like if you show up and you're doing what you love and you're enlightening people and you're uplifting them and you're making their life better, you're making their job easier, you're giving them what they need, anybody should be getting paid for what they do, no matter what. Yeah, you could give free,
especially if you do it well.
Yeah, like you could give free sessions here and there, like I do. I give a free class, a free one-on-one session, whatever. But like, you should be. This is to everybody who runs a business or what is just starting up. You should 100% get paid for your time, for your effort, and how you show up, no matter what.
Yeah, you need.
And it's funny, those clients. And the funny thing is, I say this whenever I talk to people. I get a lot of trainers that come to me and ask me like, "Yo, I want my business to be like yours." I tell them two things. I'm like, I don't know if you're willing to do what I do in order to have that. That's one. And two, I'm to an extent, I'm kind of lucky because majority of my clients are people that I've trained for 12 years and over. You know what I mean? There's some clients I've had that I've trained for 20 something years. They're still right there training, and it's like loyalty is great. That's amazing to me. I'm lucky. A lot of people don't have that they can't say that, and it's phenomenal. You come across newer people, and they may question why they are being charged what they're being charged and why they got to pay that or whatever. And I used to, in the beginning, want to just pump my resume out. I train this guy, that guy. I got this education. I play these sports. I'm semi-pro this and that. And then I'm just like, you know what? You have a trainer, but you're not getting what you wanted. So that's what made you come and look for me. Yep. And here I am trying to sell my whole resume. I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing this.
I just had this conversation with a client today that is coming to me because the other people that he has worked with, they fall short. And it's just a matter of like, he wants a ton of content every single time I shoot. And his other guys were giving him like, okay, let's say they're giving him 4 reels every time they do a gym shoot. They're dog shit, bro. They're dog shit. So it's like, okay, if you're going to get 2 from me, but the quality is over the top, and you're not.
You shoot full-blown movies, bro.
And you're not.
Your shit looks.
I used to. Truth be told, like I used to. When I was shooting with you, I used to.
Quality.
I used to really shoot like that.
That's what everybody said.
And even when we first started with Rain, I tried shooting like that. And then the directives changed to just, we want quick clips. And I was just like, okay. But I tried to always make it like a story and fun.
Everybody who sees those videos are just like, yo, Mo, this looks like a full-blown movie trailer. And I'm like, this is why I use the dude. I keep talking about him all the time. Y'all motherfuckers don't listen.
Every time I post my pictures, the ones that you take, everybody's like, Jesus fucking Christ, was that like in a movie? Like, that's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the time.
I appreciate it.
And I appreciate you for, everything. Yeah.
I still gotta give you that fucking, I still gotta give you the last training session. I didn't get that.
Take your time.
Yeah. I still gotta give you the last training session. But
I appreciate it.
So the guy, so he came to me and listen, he's a good dude. I know him for a long time, but I sent him an invoice today, last night, and he, respectfully, not nasty, he just said, I thought it was going to be half of this. And I'm just like, I mean.
Psych.
Yeah. I just mean like,
nope.
The problem is, you think that you're going to get me for the price that you're paying these other dudes at. And these other dudes are not producing for you.
Wait, he came to you? So he came to you
because
for.
Other people weren't.
And listen, it's not to bash this person. He's an amazing dude. He really is a good dude. But at the same time, he's a businessman. And he's trying to like work with me and save where he can. I get it. But it's just like, bro, the other people weren't producing.
He wanted better quality stuff though. And with that from
price.
you, exactly. He wanted better quality.
About the price.
You want better everything for the same price. How do you plan on getting that?
It just doesn't work.
I've been driving this Honda for 10 years, but I want that Lexus for the same price as my 10-year-old Honda.
Like that.
Yep.
So it's just, and like I said, it's not to selectively, if he listens to this, so it's not to selectively out that situation, because we're going to work together and I'm going to build a package on what he can afford and get that for him.
Of course.
But I can't understand the like, oh, well, I pay X guys this and this and that. I'm like, but you showed me all of it and it's dog shit.
Yeah.
So what
exactly.
that's like, oh, I work with these 2 trainers and, well, you're still fat. So what are we doing?
Exactly.
I work with this nutritionist and I work with this strength and conditioning coach, but you're still weak and you're still fat. So what is there to talk about?
I got a funny story to tell you. People always ask me why you don't do online training. And I started to at one point.
You still do online, T?
Yes. So
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
because it's like bridges into that.
I'll tell you.
Do you like your online stuff?
Yeah, but we can go into it afterwards.
Yeah. So I do it, but I don't really like it. And I'll tell you why. Had a guy reach out to me, right? And he was, I would consider a pretty good acquaintance. And he's like, Jamal, I'm having a hard time. Can you make me up a workout plan? I think I need to change my style of working out. And he's into bodybuilding. That's what he wants. So after I did my show, he was just like, yo, you don't train like a bodybuilder, but you fucking smoke these shows. And I train like a bodybuilder and I can't seem to fucking do what I got to do. I can't seem to win. I can't seem to, And I said, well, I mean, I'll try and help you. So I made a whole plan up for him. And he says, how much is it? And I said, you my boy. Take it. Give it to him. Not thinking anything, right? Just me being nice, right? Being a nice guy. I just helped out.
And when you say a plan, what was it?
It was a workout plan. I could show you it.
Workout plan, and what did it entail? How many weeks?
12 weeks, bro.
12 weeks.
It was a whole workout. And the way I situated
Nutrition
it,
or just working out?
both. So I situated.
That's a nice guy.
I have a feeling
That's
I know,
a nice guy.
Yeah, however,
right
I have a
there.
feeling I know where this is going.
So now, not only was it 12 weeks, but it was a 12-week that could be used as reoccurring, meaning all you have to do is switch and
So back
make
out
the
of the
progression.
plan.
Back out, do the 12 weeks, right? After the 12 weeks, start back over week number 1, and these are the changes you will make. So you could keep doing that for a whole year.
Yeah. Did you use an RPE system?
Yeah,
Progression?
exactly. So now I give it to the guy. A couple weeks go by. No, it was a couple months actually. I'm in the gym. I'm at Sparta working out, and this kid comes over to me. He's like, "Yo, I got to ask you a question." And I said, "What's up?" He was like, "So I got this plan online,
Oh, I knew it was going to be.
and
I knew.
I don't know if I'm supposed to rest in between these sets, or if I'm supposed to do it like a superset with no rest in between and rest after the conjunction of both."
Oh, man.
And I said,
knew
"Oh,
that
sure.
that was
I
coming.
fucking hate
Show me
people,
the
man.
show me the plan." Pulls his phone out, gives it to me, and I said like this. Now, the name of the plan is on the top. The name of the business, everything. But it wasn't my name and it wasn't my business and it wasn't the name of what I called it,
It was buddies.
buddies. So I scroll up and I'm like,
This
Yeah.
looks vaguely familiar.
He took out his jeweler's
This
loop.
looks vaguely
I said-
familiar.
I said, "Who gave you?" I said, "Who's your trainer?" "Oh, I train with such and such." I'm like, "Yeah, you don't want to rest in between this. But I need you to do me a favor." And it's exactly how it plays out. I need you to do me a favor. Don't rest here. Don't do this. Call your trainer and tell him, I was having a hard time. I didn't understand what to do during these sets, but there's a trainer at the gym. His name is Jamal. He was there. I showed him the plan, and he knew exactly what I had to do. Call him and tell him that, please. There you go. That's how I played it out. Obviously, I'll never speak to the dude again.
What happened?
No, obviously, within the next couple of hours, he was calling my cell phone,
Oh, yeah.
texting me this and that.
And
I was
fingers
like,
was
yo,
burning
we're-
trying to get that.
we're good,
text
homeboy.
quick
Caught.
enough.
So
You got
yeah, but
caught.
that's what people do.
Oh, yeah.
They'll pay the one-time fee, get some information from you, and then change the whole letterhead, everything, stamp, and then now it's theirs. Now
You
they're-
put your kettlebell stuff up all the time.
So I do online training. I kind of want to make. So there's 2 ways I want to take my business. Actually, no, 3. So there's 3 ways what I want to go. I either want to expand, or I want to combine the online stuff too and make that as prevalent as the gym is, or go back to school to be a massage therapist. So I'm at.
Jamal, tell him to expand so he gets closer to me. where I live.
yeah,
Tell him to
So
expand.
I
So
should
it's-
do both, bro.
Yeah, so it's either one of those 3 or all of them, So, but online training is interesting because I like working with people in person. I cannot fucking sit on a computer for 6 hours a day just programming.
Yeah.
The most I do it,
I do.
the most I do it is for an hour. I'll time myself for an hour and I'll go over whatever I have to do. And then once that hour's up, I can't do it. But I've had very similar
I knew you would.
occurrences. Yep, very similar. Multiple. And these motherfuckers came into my gym. I'm not gonna say names, but one recently where I had
Say names afterwards to us.
I had a conversation with somebody that, he's like, I want to start getting into personal training. I said, okay, well, I'll give you my space to train people to make money. You've been a consistent client, you've been loyal. I'll give you that opportunity. Obviously, it's going to be paid. Like you have to pay me to rent the space, stuff like that. But I'll work with you to get started up, right? So after that happens, a couple months go by. He doesn't come back because of work, because of whatever. One of my guys pulls up an Instagram. He goes, isn't this so-and-so? Verbatim, whatever that word is.
Verbatim.
I'm retarded. Verbatim. Like the videos that I took of him and the whole workout that I did, warm up, 4 or 5 rounds, workout, 6, 7 rounds, bench press, double
And he
clean
used
press.
you as the videographer.
And he used me as a videographer.
He didn't even get paid as the videographer.
Didn't even get paid, right? So it was like two videos. And he said that he was a trainer, he was a nutritionist. This motherfucker ain't a nutritionist. Get the fuck out of here. So I let it slide. I'm just like, all right, I feel a type of way about it. 'Cause that's just like, that hurts. You're my boy, you're my client of like 4 years. Like that's fucked up. So I proceed to call him out on it, through text. And he says to me, he's like, well, no, you said I could do that. I was like, excuse me?
What, steal my workout?
Excuse me? Like I said it was okay for me to give you this program and for you to make money yourself. It's like him writing up taking 10 hours to write up a program. Hey, Tom, I just wrote up a 24-week bodybuilding program that I just slaved my ass off doing. But you know what? How about you sell it and you make money? Here's the PDF. No fucking trainer in the world would ever say that's okay.
Exactly.
You know? And then when I ask him, I go, okay, well, you know, you're saying it's a miscommunication. You're saying that, all right, well, I said it was okay. No, I said it was okay for you to train people in my gym, not to take my shit and sell it as your own, whatever. So he tries to make it as a miscommunication, blah, 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 and all that stuff. Okay, so then if you want to switch it around to where I didn't understand what you were saying, then how come you don't follow me? How come you don't follow my gym? How come you're trying to hide it? If you were so into supporting me and I all of a sudden said that was okay, how come you don't tag me? How come you don't give me credit?
Yeah.
How come you're trying to hide it? Interesting, right?
Yeah.
So online training or just training in general, you have to be very weary of who you let into that and who you give, what you give to people, right? Because dudes, they think that they can mimic your style or they could take it and make it their own. But in reality,
your style is not just the workout. It's how you speak it, how you attack it, how you push people through it. There's a whole lot more when it comes to style of working out. You know what I'm saying? Because I could write down what I did in the gym and you could look at it and be like, 3,000 reps. What the fuck? I ain't doing that shit. Or
what was it, 30,000 reps?
3,500 was the Friday workouts. Yeah. So it's like, you know, you can look at it and just be like, you know.
I know you will.
I'll die. I'll do it.
I could write it down and you'll go and do it. But then you'll be like, damn, that shit was crazy. But then when you come in and actually are alongside of us doing it, now you feel it. Same way he was
training with him.
Exactly.
Training with Tom is like totally different than him.
Yes.
I mean, it's great when you coach me. I like that one workout that we got to do at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
I love that workout. It was great. But like training with him, it's just different.
Yeah. And it's you. It's you as a person.
Well, you guys are the brand. We're all the brand at the end of the day. There's a billion personal trainers. There's a billion videographer, photographer, content creator, producers, all that shit. But at the end of the day, people are paying for the service that we provide, but also us at the end of the day. Like we are the brand.
Yes.
That's why podcasting is super important.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you'll have these jackasses online that'll be like, oh, we have too many podcasts or another guy with a mic and this and that. It's not the point. The point is we're separating ourselves from the pack by showing not only do we have personalities, not only do we have like good people around us, but we also are the brand and we have more to talk about than just one specific sole subject.
It's like what Jamal said, right? He has people train with him for 20 years. Like, have you, like, for the 20 years that you've been training people, have you, like, dramatically switched up the way you train people, like the workouts or the style?
I mean, I switched their workouts, but not my style more so than, it's more, I'm going to say I accommodated to their needs. And a lot of those people that come in for that many years, you get some handful of guys, they're Wall Street dudes, they're aggressive guys that are just like, listen, I'm coming in 3 days a week with you so I could just eat and drink whatever the fuck I want. So when I come in here, your objective is just to beat the shit out of me. 20 years. Some guys are just like, yo, you're my therapist.
Yeah.
And they'll come in to work out, but more so to open and vent. Then you get women who just like, listen, my husband works. I'm a trophy wife. I got to stay looking right. I can't have him looking at other girls. So now I got to keep this person looking up. You're getting a little old. 20 years in, your ass dragging in the sand. You know what I'm saying? I got to, you're not talking about who you think it is. But anyway, your ass dragging all in the sand. We can't have that. We got to lift it up without surgery. You know what I mean?
Lift it.
So, you cater the workout to the person. But it's, they also come in for the honesty, the energy.
Realness.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to say this shit. I crack jokes all the time, but like, oh, you want to be a great trainer, but you got to go and study not philosophy, but you got to study psychology. You sit down and you have a great philosophy on life yourself, a wholesome one at that. And now you're training people and they're coming to you with issues, either with their kids, their love life, whatever it may be, just family issues, work issues. If you got the right mindset and the right philosophy, you can actually give good advice. And these people will take it, use it, it'll help. And all of a sudden it's just like, thank you so much, man. The relationship starts to build. I never liked to become friendly with my clients. But the truth is, when you start to help people and it actually works and it means something to them, you can't help it. So the guys and the people that I've trained for over 20 years, they invite me to their house for dinner, that we go out to eat. They want to meet my kids. Like, it's a different type of relationship at that point, Yeah. And I think that's huge. Now, I don't like to mix business and those type of relationships, but it just segued into that. There's no way around it. You know what I mean? I try to be as cold to clients as possible and not really get involved, but sometimes it's difficult.
20 years with somebody, that's rapport, man.
And it's like I said, I can't start my day or end my day with somebody that's going to nag and complain. You can't be bad energy at 4 a.m. in the morning. You can't be bad to start my day.
Tom loves bad energy.
You can't be bad energy at fucking 10 o'clock at night. And now I got to finish my day off with this bullshit? Nah.
Tom welcomes it in the gym.
I'll get into that, but the reason why I say is because people you have your philosophies, you have the way you're training people. Like you may switch it up here and there, you may improve it, but at the end of the day, you're gonna stick to your roots and how you are as a person. Yeah,
of course.
But with people after a certain time, you hit it right on the nail because I have that same thing. I go over my clients' houses, I've met their kids, we get food all the time, right? But at the end of the day, they are coming to you, they are supporting you because it's you. It's because of the relationship that you've built with them. At first, they want to get stronger, they want to work out, they want to switch up their workouts, but then progressively over time, they just love you as a person and how you are at that moment. And with fitness, you're absolutely right. It's working out brings out a lot of emotions out of all human beings, like physical conditioning, getting to a certain point where your adrenaline is so high, your emotions are high. I've had women just straight up break down in front of me for no reason. I'm like I'm training them 10, 15 minutes in, they start crying and I'm like, are you okay? Is everything right? Oh, my ex-boyfriend, my ex-husband, they don't love me. Oh, they cheated on me. And in my head, I'm like, all right, I'm not a therapist, but I feel bad. And I'm just like, all right, I'm not going to fucking go into their whole life love story, but it's like, everything's going to be okay. Just go outside, take a breath.
Flashbacks right now.
Go outside, take a breath. And when you're ready, come back in. And they come back in, they start working out, they start venting to you. You do become a certain type of figure to these people. Now, with bad energy, nagging, and complaining, that is my number one fucking pet peeve. You are asking for this. You are paying for this. You know how I am. You know what the workouts
See it on social.
You know what it is, okay? If you're going to come in and complain, especially if you've been with me for a long time, I'm just going to tell you to get the fuck out. You know what this is. You know what you're getting yourself into. Some people don't. New people, I baby them a little bit. I let them come in and do their thing, right? But then eventually, me coddling you all the time is not doing anything for you, right? It's either you're going to adapt or you're going to quit. So me putting you at this low of a point and keeping you there and not letting you rise up is doing a disservice to you. And it's something that I don't believe in because I want you to rise up. I want you to get up. But my style is something to where I've been in Jiu Jitsu, I've been in Muay Thai, I've been in boxing. I almost lost my 2 front teeth. I destroyed my leg. I've put in at least over 2,000 hours on the mat my whole life for the past, from when I was 10 to 15, consistently. And that builds you into a different type of person. Mentally, physically, you're hard to kill. You will die in certain situations. You don't care how painful it is, how tiring it is, how mentally exhausting it is. You live for that. You live for that type of pain. So now, does everybody have the same mentality as me? Absolutely not. Probably 0.1%, probably, right? But the people who do understand that and the people who want to be around that type of energy, they're not going to complain. They're not going to bring in bad energy. They're not going to nag you. They're going to realize, okay, you know what? This is Tom. Pooch is a perfect example.
Love Pooch.
He is a perfect example. I've never had one day with him in the past almost 3 years I've been training him. Has he ever complained to me about anything? Any workout I put on the board, he'll do. If I say 20 rounds, 100 kettlebell swings each time, he will do it. He'll be like, oh, fuck, this is brutal. But he'll do it because he understands me. Me and him have a really great relationship when it comes to training. He gets it. He understands it. He knows what he's getting himself into. All these other people, if you don't get that, I'll coddle you a little bit. But if I keep doing that, I'm doing a disservice to you. And if you don't like it, you can get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
On the topic of the plans, though, the training plans, did you know Gunther?
Gunther?
John Gunther?
I know
from
John,
Feds?
yeah.
Did you ever hear the story about, and it's a very short story because I don't
No.
know like the ins and outs of it. There was this chick, and I forget her name, honestly, which is probably good for the story. But there was this chick who was very widely known on social, and she's a Long Island chick. One of these, we have to go and revisit the term model and really revamp that term
Why,
because
that's
I feel
what
like
she is? That she's a model.
yeah, I mean, I guess
Fans.
yeah, I
Well,
think
she calls herself a
yeah,
model.
she calls herself a model.
And because she pays for her own shoots and uses them,
Yes.
she's a model.
Yeah,
Okay,
or
gotcha.
because people fuck for money.
Gotcha.
I guess you're a model now.
Yeah.
They used to call that whores.
Just like naked bartender.
They used to call those whores.
Yeah.
Oh, the Fab, the naked.
I can't believe that dude. I can't believe he said
He
that.
said he just said, "Yeah,
I
it's
can't
he's
believe
not
he-
even short on cash. He's just like
I can't believe he pulled
Did
that
you notice
out.
how he said that too? He's like, he's not even short on cash. His fun is just different.
Yep.
What were you guys talking about in that episode? When
I don't know. Fab just said that he
Fab was
used
just
to do
like-
naked bartender, and
He was like, I don't even know how you remember this. I don't even know how he even remembered that shit. But he was just like, you know,
Because he
listening
sent
to
me
him.
the clip. He sent
well, that
me
was
the
that was a
clip.
clip about
Yeah,
them
yeah.
training at your gym.
Oh, okay.
He was like, you know, this guy's he's always been like, you know, you always got to stay on point. You always got to eat right. You always got to work out hard. You never know when people going to call you for
This is
a
Fab.
photo shoot.
Photo
I'm
shoot,
telling
yeah, Fab.
I'm telling Fab.
You're telling Fab. Okay.
A photo shoot. Well, Fab's saying what I've told him.
Gotcha,
So he's saying that he's like, you know, you never know when they're gonna call you for a photo shoot, for the cover of a magazine, or whether or not they're gonna call you for, you know, for a job, you know, naked bartending.
He just slid it in.
I was like,
And I just said, "Oh, when the
no.
funds is low," and he goes, "No, funds ain't
funds
low."
ain't low.
He goes, his
his type
fun
of
is
fun.
his type of fun is just different.
And the funny thing is, he says, you know, I'm about to call him, and I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah. No, it was great, hysterical.
'Cause I pulled out the phone and I called Ed. I called Doe afterwards too, but he was like, I was gonna call the girl. I was like, oh shit. I was like, damn. I said, I told him when we left, I said, you should have, yo.
Yeah,
Should have did it. Like that would have been it.
he had
right
both
there.
phones. He was ready.
Oh yeah.
He was ready.
Nah.
Well, anyways, so Gunther,
Yeah.
that I'm not even gonna say model, prostitute. That
Oh,
prostitute.
shit. Jesus Christ. All right, there you go.
She asked him for a plan.
Ruthless.
She asked him for a glute plan,
Uh-huh.
and this was like a big thing, and he made it for her. Gave her the plan.
And now she's a
She
she's
was-
a model
back
slash
this
trainer.
this is years ago, and then she started selling that plan online. And her and I guess the dude that was, I can't say she was in a relationship with this guy. I'm gonna call him her John. So he's the pimp, okay?
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
if your girlfriend's out here slutting out on the internet, that's our girlfriend. That's not your girlfriend.
Yes, that's ours.
That's our
She's
girlfriend.
ours.
Even if I don't pay for it, it's
For the
it's
streets.
our girlfriend. So yeah, so he was in a similar situation, and it was like this big, crazy, long-winded battle of like, well, you made the plan for me, and I can distribute, and this, it was insane. It's like, sweetheart, that is not how it works.
It's just sad. It's like you do not need to steal other people's shit to make it. You really
you
don't.
hear what she's saying? She's saying, but I bought this from you, or you gave it to me, so it's mine. I can do whatever I want to it. That's how they think.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part.
It's wild. It's like you don't need to be that way. You really
You don't need to be that way, but you're also sitting with three rational men that understand some form of like
If
being
you
a
had
good
a
human.
prosthetic arm and I needed one, I should just take it. It should fit the same, right?
Give me your
Let me go ahead and sell it.
I need it.
Give me your arm.
But the doctor
beat you
made
with
the
it.
arm for you. I can't use his arm. What the fuck? Somebody makes a plan for you. You're just gonna sit there.
Well, they're
and,
used to generic plans. They're
and-
used to
and
generic
just
shit that's just sugar. What is it? Sugar cookie, cookie cutter type
Yeah.
shit online. They're they don't want that premium. They're used to the dude that charges $40 and you get a 12-week program.
yeah.
And I mean,
What was he busting down that program for? Did you ask?
No, I didn't even ask.
I wonder how
It
many- I
doesn't
wonder-
even matter to me.
I wonder
to
how
be honest
many
with you.
people he sold that to.
Like that's the thing. I don't care. I want everybody to make money. You know that about me. I want everybody to do well. I want everybody to make money. 'Cause I just think the world would be a much better fucking place.
Well, everybody would be less miserable for
So,
sure.
yeah, exactly. So I want everybody happy. Just be happy. I don't need to be the base of your happiness. But whatever you need to do, you go ahead and do. But don't lose yourself in doing that, and don't do immoral shit. So you're gonna sit there and do that. But now all of a sudden, Because you got to go out of your way to take my letterhead and information off the top to add your own, not even doctor it. I'd rather you change the rep range or do something.
Switch it up. Don't
Switch the days, motherfucker. Something. Nothing. That's like taking a test in high school, abracadabra, or whatever they put down. But meanwhile, that person had the test, had a different test than you.
Yes.
So they got 100 and you failed. How the fuck did that happen? I wonder how. I copied your test. Yeah, exactly. It's a different test, motherfucker.
It's funny because if people would realize if you worked with people and you built up a team, you all would win. Like if you own a gym, like I'm at the point where if I were to expand or if I were to work with somebody else, or like if I moved to Indiana, my friend Strongman Dan, shout out to him. He makes adjustable maces and he's a really good, cool dude. He tells me, he's like, yo, listen, if you move out here, then your buy-in will be the equipment into our gym, me and my partners, and we could open up a great fucking complex. If I'm making money and I'm in a gym where like I can do whatever I want, or I have a certain obligation or a certain job, I enjoy it, I'm making money, there's no stress. I don't give a fuck if my fucking name is on this door. I could give two shits. At first, when I opened up, that was my main concern. But now, obviously, you grow, you go through a couple years of business and training. I was like, fuck it, I don't give a shit. I'd rather be a part of a good team where we have an even bigger gym, an even bigger space, more better equipment than, being or like trying to be the trainer or the guy that goes into a gym, tries to sneak in and take all their shit just to try to do it on themselves. I have multiple guys that try to do that on Long Island. Y'all suck. And like, they don't understand. It's like, okay, you want to go big with kettlebells. You want to learn how to do it. You want to train people with kettlebells. I have the heaviest kettlebell collection in the fucking world. To get that, to pay all the shipping, to pay all the money, to put it somewhere.
Shipping's insane.
I can't even imagine, bro.
Yeah, to put it somewhere. That is hard. It took me 4 years to really be able to not only just
What's your heaviest kettlebell?
362. I have 449 coming in April.
It's insane.
Now, how long did it take to make that? And how did they deliver it?
So Colin, who owns Great Lakes Gear, but now he's switching to Tactical Strength Supply. He put out the molds, and I think it took them 9 to 12 months to create it. But all this shit comes in pallets. They box it. They box the fuck out of it. They put it in a wooden box. They tie it with like metal.
The metal
supports.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like sometimes it's green.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Sometimes it's green. Like I think Rogue does that with their shipments, but it was black. It was metal. So you need to fucking cut that shit some fucking way. And it comes in a giant pallet. So, but to move those things, I don't even know how the hell they would do that. Like multiple ones, like 9 of them in one room. How the fuck are you gonna move that shit?
So then, when they dropped it off in front of your gym, you just heaved it up and walked it inside. Broke open the box, obviously, because you got to. Fuck that. You don't need all of that shit. And you just picked it up and walked it in. You got a garage door?
No. I rolled it. Front door. I rolled it.
You put it on a dolly and rolled it in?
No,
Or just turned it over?
Yeah.
Okay. Got you.
I actually did an unboxing video, and that shit got mad comments and mad hate.
That was a ton of views.
That shit was
300.
hilarious.
I've never seen one.
Well, you're going.
I can't wait.
You're going to.
I cannot
When
wait.
are we training?
I can't wait. We got to figure out a day.
You're the one who wants to do Squat-tober and not get ready for jiu-jitsu or listen to anything that I say.
The left side of my face,
this
no diddy.
motherfucker, I tell him, I go,
You asked
listen,
him.
you want to get better at
yelling at me?
jiu-jitsu?
Last
Last
out of my
side of my
face.
face, no diddy.
You want to do more functional shit? Okay, so come in like 2-3 times a week. You want to do 6 a.m.? Come. What does he do? He comes one time, and all I see, Squat-tober.
But it is Squat-tober.
All right, so we got to wait till Squat-tober's over.
Well, no, I can still go train with him, but I just got to
No,
get my
you can't.
Squat-tober workout in.
Oh, yeah.
So you're going to do Squat-tober, you're going to work out with me, and then you're going to go jiu-jitsu. Got
And
it.
then December is in December.
What the fuck is November? Besides
Nothing. I told them they need to do benchuary in February. Bro, they gave me sass on that post.
Really?
Can I tell you they gave me sass? And there were people that were saying, no, he's right. We need the benchuary. Some
gotta
kid
find
said
this video.
benchmember. I'm like, you're an asshole. Benchuary.
Benchuary. Yeah, I got 449 coming in now. He just made the molds for that shit. That
Let me
shit's
see the
gonna be
big joint.
retarded. Yeah, I'm gonna show you. I gotta find this fucking.
Boy, does that sound crazy?
Pause.
I'll show
No
it to you.
Let me see the
diddy.
big joint. What the
I'll
fuck am I talking
That
about?
is insane.
I'll show
I'm
you.
going to leave now.
I'll show you it.
Leave out the window.
Cut that out.
Leave out the window.
Cut it.
Look, they said benching 5 days a week is not very challenging. It's like someone saying you have to eat a bowl of ice cream each day.
That's what they said?
That's what they said to me.
Let me
said, "That's
see.
crazy."
Where is this unboxing?
But you're not
video?
wrong.
Why can't I fucking
Huh?
find
I
it?
said, but you're not wrong.
We never did it.
They never did it. Benchuary.
Oh, here it is. It comes on a giant fucking pallet.
Send me this. Screen record this video for me later, and I'll add it to the video.
Comes in like fucking.
rolling in.
That's $291.
How the fuck did they get it? I figured it
I
was
don't
much bigger
know.
than that, to be honest with you.
Now that's $362.
How was the handle? Was it slippery?
Slippery, yeah. You gotta sand it down. Yeah.
Oh, why they do that?
Yeah. But that's how it comes in. It comes in a wooden crate, like a wooden box, and then it gets boxed up. Like,
Yeah, it's
So
ridiculous.
with the slippery handle, you supposed to lift that up and hold it. And why they make it slippery? I don't get
I
it.
swing it.
No, I know you swing it, but I wonder why they made it slippery. Did you put tape around it
Nah, just chalk and
in
emotion.
your hand?
Yeah, just chalk and emotion.
It's ridiculous.
But you can sand down the handle. You can take a little sander and go
definitely.
through that. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta come by, man.
That's what's up.
So when
fine.
can you train?
Yeah.
What's this week coming up? Well, I would suggest wait until after Halloween. Just let me get my kid's situation done, and we're good.
Okay.
And then we can do it anytime after that.
So after Benchuary.
Whenever.
After Squattober.
October. Yeah, that's why I said leave it.
Because then I have
afterwards.
November off, so I'm going to come to you for November.
I have I'm just going to Texas the 7th.
We have to go. We have to still go on our trip. It's crazy.
He acts like I don't say these things to him 500 times. Nick, I'm gonna fly you out. Nick,
Well, I just have to
I'm
make
gonna do
sure.
this.
I just have to make sure that the dog is with Karen. That's it. I gotta make sure the dog's with Karen.
So make sure the dogs are Karen
I will.
and come with me.
I will. Yeah, I'm gonna be in Chicago for High Rocks next month.
Are you doing High Rocks?
Fuck no.
Good.
Bullshit. Fuck no. If I'm doing any competitions, it's jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I was gonna maybe do a 5K at some point with a buddy of mine just to like do a little bit of running, get a little extra cardio in. I just don't care. I'll tell you what though, man. Since doing Squattober, no bullshit, man, I feel fantastic. The way I haven't trained strength training like this specifically for a muscle in a long time, and I just feel strong.
I know you sent it to
That's
me, but
good.
I want to look it up.
Squattober.
Yeah, I want to see because you sent me a couple of things. It actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, and it's the whole. So I'm screenshotting everything because they usually wipe it out after the month because it's all free programming. So I'm screenshotting and putting it into a folder.
Oh, this Instagram?
Yeah.
They delete it?
Well, no, they don't delete the Instagram. They delete after a couple of months. They'll delete the program.
Gotcha.
It seems like
Who does it? Who does this?
pen and
Like,
paper strength.
Pen and okay.
They're a pretty well known strength and conditioning company, but the funny thing is they have some really, really good named strength programs.
Yeah.
It was the periodic table of thickness.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool. It's nice.
Dude, I gotta be honest with you, man. I feel fucking good. You would think squatting 5 days
I
a
feel
week,
like singing.
you would think squatting 5 days a week you'd feel like really shot. The first week sucks. The first week is absolutely horrific.
People look at me like they look at me and Fab like we're nuts. Me, Fab, my boy Dave, we work out together. They're just like, you guys do legs every day? You touch legs every day? I'm like, yeah. And then we hit legs hard on.
Don't you walk every
Tuesday.
day?
I was like, yo, I fuck my legs. I hit my legs every day.
Yeah, I basically.
And I feel great. Now, granted,
Yeah.
I don't know whether or not my legs ever feel 100%, but I feel great.
Yeah.
I feel fucking great. So
It's probably good for the robber at some point, because of kicking him with 80. Now he won't die from the first kick. Now he's just really crippling.
nah,
The legs are
still
really
And he's still dying.
the legs are really important, like just because of like joints and joint
Yes.
health too. Especially if you're a runner, like with Pooch, like bring up Pooch again. He's a marathon runner. We do legs all the fucking time. Clean and squat with the kettlebell, back squats, lunges and stuff. This motherfucker runs 5-6 miles a day after training with me, and he's running a marathon this Saturday. And I talked to a couple of people who are runners, and they're like, should I work out my legs? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. That's gonna fucking preserve your legs, if anything, is all that wear and tear, that stomping on the concrete or
your
wherever you're
muscles are
running.
your best shock absorbers, man. You
Yeah.
gotta keep them conditioned.
You
Well,
gotta
think
keep
about
it
I've had
going.
friends that have
Guaranteed.
gotten into really severe accidents, not even necessarily car, motorcycle accidents where they were run over by the car that hit them. And they were told if you didn't have this muscle density and tissue on your frame, this injury would be 20 times worse, if not fatal. So it actually helps to keep the surrounding muscle. And listen, I'm not saying that, you could take a car head on and it's not by some chance a miracle in a lot of ways, but yeah, I know you are.
I just don't have hair.
Yeah, but that's okay. You don't need the hair. I'll get you a wig. I'll get you a Wolverine wig. But yeah, I feel great training the legs right now, and I feel strong. The issue, though, is when I train Squattober in the morning and I go to jiu-jitsu at night, it's not necessarily... Bro,
What, Nick?
It's that. It's
Huh?
I'm just fatigued.
You should finish that
I'm
sentence.
just fatigued. This dude trains crazy every day.
You should
and
finish
looks at
that
me
sentence.
when I decide, hey, I want to up it up a little bit and start doing a little extra.
I don't do jiu-jitsu though anymore. There's a difference.
So if you start doing jiu-jitsu, you're not going to hit your workout and then jiu-jitsu at that same time?
Fuck no. Absolutely. That's how I got hurt in the first place. I did a 2-hour workout in the morning. I went to jiu-jitsu. I was fatigued, mentally fatigued, and I just fucking wasn't paying attention and knee pop. Yeah. But like I said it before, it's not that like you're getting older, right? Because everybody gives that excuse.
Blames it, yeah.
We're getting older. No, it's just that your life and your mind just has more obligations as you get older. Kids, marriage, bills, your business. So your mental situation like plays a factor in it too. With me, when I train, I'm sure all three of us can agree. When you train and you fatigue yourself, whether it's in the morning or the night, you get tired. You get, like your mental state is like, a little, you know what I mean? Like you're producing a lot of force, a lot of energy. So you're not going to be like so aware of things when you're training. Again, so if I did a 2-hour kettlebell workout in the morning and I went to do a comp class at night or drilling or whatever, I'm going to be tired. I'm going to be fatigued. Also depends on how much I'm eating, if I'm taking a nap. If I were to get back into jiu-jitsu, my whole regimen would completely change. I would want to do jiu-jitsu maybe like 3 times a week and then strength train 3 times a week, but I would never put them in the same day. That's why a lot of guys get hurt. They don't know how to balance out their training program when it comes to jiu-jitsu or what workouts to do. You know what I mean? It's like
for me, it's tough because the staggering, it's no gi on Tuesday, Thursdays, and then it's gi on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. So it's like for me, you kind of want to touch both. You know what I'm saying? You want to hit both in some capacity, but it's difficult because like, okay, well then what days do I strength train? What days am I going to solely do jujitsu? It's like, well, this day is this, so I don't want to miss on no-gi.
Yeah.
I want to get at least one no-gi day a week, even though I fucking hate no-gi. I'm a gi guy. I love gi.
Gi is fun. Shit hurts.
Yeah. That's when I feel my ears are changing the most when I do gi.
Was a lot more rough on the
when we're rubbing
on the gis. Yeah, that's a tough material.
Yeah.
But like I tell you all the time, it's just what your priorities are and what you want to do. Right? You're not competing in jiu-jitsu, but you still have that dog in you. You still want to train, still want to get after it. It's just having a good balance of training and what you're doing and how functionally you're training it, you're doing it. Then that's a little different. Like my approach to jiu-jitsu, I probably wouldn't even do any barbell work. I would do landmines and sandbags, kettlebells. I probably wouldn't even bench, squat, or deadlift anymore because it's just, a deadlift is a perfectly symmetrical bar, right? It's not a sandbag. It's not a person, right? So yeah, I could have the fucking strictest form on a deadlift, but then, somebody they have me in their guard and
they're potatoed up.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm trying to lift them up. I've done that before, where I just fucking
fold your back, zerker. Exactly,
yeah, zercher, yeah. And I just lift them up, right? And
that's the best type of squat for when you're doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
The Dagestanis do that shit too. I've seen videos of them doing in the old Russian strength training programs for the Olympics.
Crazy.
Some of my sambo guys back in the day when I used to train them, I would have them do the zerker down into the squat position, take their arms from the bar, let it rest on the legs, come back in between,
Yeah, I've seen that,
stand
yeah.
up, come down, pull out, good, boom, boom. That all, and then I was nuts. When I was training those guys, it was next level. I'd put the long bands, on the back of the squat rack and put it around their neck. So they have to keep their neck engaged the whole time that they were down. So even when they sat at the bottom and pulled their arms out under, they'd never lose neck control. So when you're wrestling, doing jiu-jitsu, even Muay Thai, if I can get you in the clinch and manipulate your head, I'm going to drag you all around the motherfucker. Mm-hmm. So the stronger your neck, the more you can stay upright. The stronger your traps, everything is going to, you'll be less likely to be manipulated. And then
Pretty sure I told you
use your neck and your traps to help with certain moves in jiu-jitsu as well as wrestling.
Oh yeah,
takedown.
posting and whatnot.
When you get a chance, you're trying to drive to one side. This is great, but getting your neck and head lodged and then also pulling in the trap to push, it adds a good amount of additional like power.
My neck and my toes were the first things that got sore when I started training.
It's
my neck
also-
was always sore, and then all of a sudden, it just almost like as if it just built up and it got used to the workload, and it just got thicker, and I was just able to withstand.
I miss that. I remember I was going into Sparta, and Gene used to be like, "Can you stop doing neck, man? You're scaring me, bro. Like there's things you're doing for your neck. Like what are you doing, man? Like you're racking this machine here. You're balancing on your head. You got
the Tyson,
people
remember
pushing
the
down.
Tyson videos?
Yeah, I used to do all of that, and then he's like, I used to have this one guy push down, put a towel on my forehead, and I would lay on the bench with my head off, and I'd try to have him push my head down. At some points, he was like off the ground, balancing on my head, and I would just be like, yeah, this is perfect. I couldn't even turn. I felt like this was so thick that I was just like, what the fuck? I'm just turning around like this.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, it's
Batman neck.
Yeah. He's just like, yo, can you please stop, man? If you're gonna do this, do it in somebody else's gym, man. You're gonna hurt yourself. And I'm like, no, man, I'm good.
It's also like training stimulus and how the body adapts, right?
Yep.
When you work out, you tear muscle fibers, they regrow in your sleep. That's how you build muscle. So in jiu-jitsu or whatever type of working out you're due, the spine and the body is meant to move, right? And whatever type of stimulus you put on it, it's going to adapt. So if you put the band around your neck, or if you're doing
Zercher,
Zercher deadlifts, your body is going to adapt to that no matter what. Same thing with jiu-jitsu. Like the reason I was going to say that, like the reason why your neck and everything gets so sore is because your body's not used to like getting tucked in like this. It's
and
not
being
getting
in
used
that
to this.
range and then trying to fire.
Yeah. So
You
it's
know?
not even that like some people are like, oh, it's because they're weak or this and that. It's like, no, their bodies are not used to it. But the human body is very resilient and it adapts to any type of stress you give to it, right? It acclimates. So that's another thing too. That's why you could do sports specific training for jiu-jitsu, but in reality, it's just you got to put yourself in awkward situations and you need to move your spine. Like the kettlebell, like I just started doing bent presses for a kettlebell. I really like them.
What is that?
So a bent press is where like you're doing a push press, but you're keeping your elbow tight into your lat. You're taking a heavy kettlebell and you're pressing it and getting under it. That's a very awkward and vulnerable position for your shoulder, for your spine, but it's builds mobility and that strength in a different plane of motion.
You know what that motion actually makes me think of? Was it the? It's not called Russian get-ups.
Turkish get-up.
Turkish get-ups.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
That's
Turkish
exactly
get-up,
what it makes me
Or
think
even
of.
the
Exactly.
oblique, I'm forgetting it, where you stand feet a little wider than shoulder width. You're looking at the kettlebell and you reach
Windmill,
down.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the windmill. Yeah. So, but in that, like in jiu-jitsu, like there's a lot of inversions. You're getting on your shoulder blades, your spine and everything needs to move. So something like that, like bent press, like I just started doing it like this week after seeing my friends in Miami. But like I feel that shit in like my lat, my hips,
Yeah.
my glute.
Obliques,
And I'm like,
everything.
holy
Yeah.
shit. And my body isn't used to that. Like it's used to doing kettlebell training, but it's just now I'm adding in a different type of variation of a press. So that is going to help me adapt in a different plane of motion. So it's not that I can't do it. It's just like, all right, my muscles and everything and my mobility needs to get to that point. So the repetition in jiu-jitsu and, it's obvious, right? That the more you do it, the more used your body's going to get to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to figure out so in November, we're going to go there and train. I'm going to be honest with you guys. The episode was going to be on mental resilience and fortitude, and it wound up being business and people that suck.
We got to do it over. We got to
do another one.
Yeah.
What was it? Mental resilience
And fortitude. But we're going to save that for
Yeah.
another one. I had a couple questions and that I knew we could build off of, but
Keep the questions. Let's do
yeah,
it.
I'm going to because
Yeah.
we're almost an hour and 50 minutes in. You're looking fresh, so I need you to get to your next place of destination. You always look great, so I mean,
I'm
I
trying.
I need you to just go wherever Batman needs to go.
Right back to work.
Yeah, I need you to go wherever Batman needs to go. So I want to, as usual, just say your Instagram handle, how people can find you, this and that.
That's Mr. Intensity.
Mr. Intensity.
Tom DeGiuli, or that's my personal, or my gym's page, the Strength Factory, Strength Factory.
Cool. And I appreciate everybody for listening. Hopefully you learned, laughed, got angry with us.
Got annoyed.
But it was an amazing episode. I'm glad, and I'm privileged to have these two amazing gentlemen come hang out with Kenji and I and chop it up. It was the first of many. It's a good group, man. We got good vibes right here. I want to do, like I said, eventually I want to get the the extra stuff to do more of the watching videos, being able to bring stuff up on a monitor and whatnot. I'm the solopreneur, so it's everything's on the shoulders, but that's okay. We grind till I got the team behind the camera too.
What size TV you looking to have? Screen?
I don't know, man.
What brand? You want Samsung?
You're gonna put it right there?
I don't know. I feel like that would be the best place to put it.
That does it affect like you putting anything like
Well, what I want
like with YouTube, like can you not, like, not put something up on the screen?
so that's the only thing. So the sole purpose to show is to like, I can have the feed. I want to basically have it so the TV feed runs into my switcher, which I don't have right now. But the TV feed would run into my switcher and it would be recorded the entire time that we're speaking.
Gotcha.
So this way, once we do bring up stuff, it'll automatically be added into the video versus me having to like go back, find the spot, superimpose it over the video and this and that. It's just a lot more work. But what I'd have to do now versus being able to do it that way. But I'd have to see.
You have to like, there's like copywriting.
That's gotta be the best wall for it.
This has to be the best wall. Or if I could put it over the fridge. If I could figure out a way to put it over the fridge, we could all look that way.
Yeah.
And then we could all like, reflect.
There's copywriting or any of that shit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They try to flag you for everything.
Yeah.
But I'm not big enough yet. They don't care about me yet.
Yet.
They don't give a fuck about me yet. Yeah, but then they're gonna be like, well, you opened the episode with butt stuff, so now we've pulled all your sponsors, and not the good kind of butt stuff that they like to hear about. But on that note, I appreciate everybody for fucking with us. But for now, peace.
Deuces.